Well, good day. It is the 20th of May, 2021. Hope you're having a great day. It is a beautiful day in Virginia. Hope it's a beautiful day where you're at. Today, what I'm going to speak about, I was going to speak about unions, but it's kind of a boring topic, so I'm going to put that off till later, but I will get to it. But many of you, are looking for ways to get experience, to get jobs that will help qualify you for federal law enforcement. Many of you are thinking of military service. Many of you are in military service. Many of you are thinking, how can I leverage military service to help me get a job as a federal law enforcement officer? So I'm going to answer those questions. Now, first things first, you have to be aware of this. Military police, okay, or even being an investigator in a military investigative agency, such as the Air Force OSI. I think they have a few positions in NCIS, Army CID. Military personnel off base don't have any authority. Now, why is this? It goes back, without going into, again, it's not a history lesson, but it's an important thing to know because, again, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. The election of 1876, if you think the last election was contentious, 1876 was probably the most contentious. The election pitted Rutherford B. Hayes, the Republican, against Samuel Tilden, the Democrat, and Hayes eventually won by one electoral vote in March because they didn't inaugurate the president until March, but he won on, it was a compromise. The Congress had to get together and figure this out, and there were certain conditions that he won on, and one of the conditions was the passage of the Posse Comitatus Act. What in the world is the Posse Comitatus Act? It prohibits the Army from engaging in civilian law enforcement. In other words, they want the federal troops out of the former states. And that did happen. Okay, President Hayes had to withdraw the Union Army, the United States Army, from the southern states. And that law has been in effect since then. It's been amended at times to involve the Air Force and other branches of the Department of Defense. But one branch that it has never been affected is the United States Coast Guard. And that is a branch that you would not ever think of, and certainly they didn't think of it then because it was a revenue cutter service. Their job was to enforce the law by collecting revenue, and they're part of the Department of the Treasury, not part of the Department of the Navy. But the Coast Guard has a civilian law enforcement function, and that is to enforce immigration law at sea, enforce customs law at sea, and interdict illegal drug shipments into the United States. And there is a rating in the Coast Guard that is available to all non-prior service people who have a high school diploma and are in good shape. And that is, I'm going to put a little video on. It's called the Maritime Enforcement Specialist, ME rating. It began in January of this year. And a person can enlist, man or woman can enlist in the Coast Guard with a guarantee of this rating. After boot camp, they go through MEA school, which is like your MOS school. And then from there, you're going to be posted on a cutter. And what you will do is boardings of vessels at sea for the purposes of enforcing immigration law, customs law, drug law enforcement.
Move away from the hill!
My name is Petty Officer Christopher Hartman. I'm a Maritime Enforcement Specialist in the United States Coast Guard. Yesterday, my team and I boarded several suspicious vessels and escorted a barge safely to port. Today, we're underway engaged in high-speed tactical boat maneuvers, followed by close-quarters combat training. Every day, we're actively engaged in law enforcement operations. We could be countering terrorism or searching for drug smugglers. Whatever it takes to protect our nation's ports and waterways. I can't imagine doing anything else.
To find out if you're qualified, visit gocoastguard.com.
So you're going to be doing directly federal law enforcement work as a member of the military. So do I think this is a good deal? I think it's a great deal compared to being an MP in the Marine Corps where you might be assigned to the brig. They don't even tell you whether you'll be patrol or the brig. This is a huge, huge thing. The second opportunity I want to bring to your attention, this involves people who are currently law enforcement officers. If you are a police officer, a detective, and have 3 years of experience and graduated a police academy, you can enlist in the Coast Guard Reserve as an investigator. Investigator rating. You'll be warranted directly to the petty officer rank. So you'll be a petty officer. You go through a very abbreviated training period. You learn the rating through a lot of it through correspondence, and you will do that work as a member of the reserve. And the work that you are doing, which would be personal background investigations, criminal background or criminal investigations, protective detail, that work would directly translate to federal investigative experience. Now, how is that useful? Again, it can be very useful. If you don't have a college degree, it can be very useful. Because again, what they want is education or. If you don't have the education, you can still get the experience. And this provides you with an opportunity to get federal investigative experience doing protective details, doing criminal investigations, doing personal background investigations. So you will have federal level investigative work. And if you get promoted to E5, E6, E7, this will qualify you. An E6, E7 is essentially the equivalent of a GS7. What do I think of the Coast Guard? Well, again, the best places to work. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. Okay, and this is the Coast Guard's rating. It's 85 out of 420 agencies. One of the highest, actually probably the highest with regards to law enforcement. I believe this pertains only to civilian employees of the Coast Guard. I don't know that they asked military personnel, something I don't know. But the engagement score is very high, 73.4. If you look at it, it's been consistently high. And again, the engagement score is what? Do you recommend it as a place to work? And how satisfied are you with your job? And if you look at the scores by category, their leadership, which is military leadership, it ranks very high, 84 out of 413. Senior leadership, 71 out of 413. They're not too happy with the pay, but being military and civilian pay probably is not that good. But they also feel very confident that they will be rewarded for their performance rewards, performance-based rewards and advancements. So generally speaking, the Coast Guard rates much higher than just about any agency law enforcement that I've seen. So now that you've seen that the best places to work in the federal government and what the people think of the Coast Guard as opposed to some other branches of the military or other branches of the government, it's not a bad organization to work for, or to serve in. So my recommendation, if you're considering military service, check these two ratings out. Check out the Coast Guard military or maritime enforcement rating, or if you are already a police officer or detective, state and local, check the investigator rating, INV. And I'll put the link to the Coast Guard recruiting on my website. And hopefully it's been helpful, and hope you have a good day. And thank you for watching, and thank you for all the kind comments that you make. And remember to subscribe and hit the like button if you like it, but don't lie to me. If you don't like it, if you think it sucked, hit I don't like it, and then put in there what you don't like, and I'll respond to you. So have a great day.